Hey everyone, L to the W here. So I've had the Camaro a couple months now, so I figure it's about time that I do one of those videos on the things that I dislike about my car. And I'm also going to follow it with a video of the things I do like, so check for that video as well. So I'm not going to come up with a list of 5 or 10 things. I have a list that I'm going to go through. And I also want to touch on some things that I've heard other people complain about and my thoughts on it as well. So that being said, I know one of the biggest complaints on the cars are brake dust. For me, it doesn't really bother me. It's not a daily driver. They do get dirty, but you know what? It's not really a bad kind of brake dust where you have to buy cleaners and things like that. It's really easy to get off with just soap and water and a brush. I got a video showing a good way to clean them. Check for that in my list. Another thing I see a lot of people talk about are they complain about the brake lights being too red. I don't know. I kind of like them. They're not very big to begin with, so I really don't think it's a whole lot to worry about. Maybe it's I got the black going on here, part of the 50 thing with the black. I kind of the way the black and red goes. I don't know. That's me. I like the tail lights. I don't have any problems with them. I mean, they're already about halfway white to begin with if you look. So, that's me. That's my take. Like I said, I've seen a lot of people. But one thing I will say that kind of does bother me is this trunk. What I would like to see is some kind of handle to be able to close this, because there's really nothing to grab onto. And you watch a lot of people on the videos, they'll grab the bow tie, and that's not really designed to be a handle. I can just see after how much time you end up kind of breaking that thing loose. And I say this, I had a 2014 Chevy Malibu I traded in on this car. It had a plastic grab handle. And my Chevy SS has a plastic grab handle. So it's something that Chevy does on other cars. I just don't know why they skipped here. So really, and I mean, I'm 6'1". So I could picture maybe shorter people, it's even harder. But yeah, I mean, trying to even grab anything else is kind of a stretch. Okay, so I know a lot of people complain about the trunk space and opening. And I can kind of see where they're coming from. If this was a daily driver that you had and this was the only vehicle you had, this would make it probably a little bit difficult to do things. For me, not a big deal. I mean, I knew what I was getting into. And that's really the reason I went with like the Super Sport, because it is a car that has the performance very near the Camaro, but functions more of a bigger car like the Impala or the Malibu. So you got to know what you're getting into and be willing to make that sacrifice if you buy the car. So if people are going to complain about the trunk space, they probably really shouldn't have bought the Camaro to begin with. But that's my take on it. I don't really have a problem with it because, like I said, it's not my daily driver. I have my HHR, or we got the Equinox, and I even have a utility trailer I can pull if need be. So trunk space to me, not a big deal, but I can see where people are coming from with it. Thing I'd like to see too, I wish this had, because I mean, this really is a wide car, and if you look at how far that mirror sticks out, I wish these would fold in like when it's in the garage and storing, because I'm telling you what, I've walked into this thing a few times and it hurts. It's not a good feeling to walk into that. Now, I gotta say, one thing I do majorly dislike is back here, the wireless charging pad. Good concept, beautiful concept, poor execution. You know, I got a Galaxy Note 5, pretty popular common phone, and it doesn't even come close to fitting. So poor execution. I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, you could almost get it in there, but it won't fit. I mean, I've even taken this rubber out and as you can see, you're not getting it. You can't get it to lay flat. You got to get it to lay right here where the charging thing is, and if you can't get it to get flat, no go. So great concept, poor execution on their behalf. I've even tried to fit like a, what was it, S6 or S7 edge, and it's not going. Or maybe it was because it was the plus size. They have an S7, S6 plus. Won't fit. It's big. Phone. Okay, so one thing I dislike, and I really don't know this much you can do, you can kind of see the scrape marks here. This door sill is kind of high. I wish maybe this was a little bit lower. Or they did something, because it's really, really hard, especially when you got a 13, to try to get out of this car without dragging your heel across that or kicking your dash. But yeah, I just don't like the way that's scratching up right there. I wish that wasn't so high. Now that gets on my freaking nerves. I'll admit it. I get tired. I get in the car and I hear that bling, and I'm looking around for what happened. I mean, maybe it's me because I don't drive the car every day. But I mean, seriously, like I don't know. I know it's really nitpicky. I'm just finicky about noises. But I really get tired of hearing that bling. And then if I have my phone on Bluetooth, it'll do it a second time to let me know my phone's connected. I really don't need an audible tone telling me that the Wi-Fi is on. I know it's on. It's set to be on. And trust me, when the 90-day trial, I guess I won't have to worry about that anymore. But I get tired of it. You know, it's just stupid. I don't know what they're thinking is that they have to announce that to you. Next thing I dislike is you have buttons here on the steering wheel for your channels, but when you utilize it, you lose your dash. And I really don't see the point of seeing my favorite stations up here on the thing and losing all my instrumentation. I said, it's just me. I mean, look, the radio's right here. If I really wanted that information, I could go here to audio and put it on my dash. So, I mean, I don't know why they forced the issue. Now, another thing I dislike about the sunroof is that it doesn't have an auto close. And I'm only bringing this up because if you have a 2017 Camaro, look in your owner's manual. It states that if you push the button, see there's two spots. Right there's a quick spot, and then there's a second one. That if you push it to the second indent, it will auto close, like the auto open if you push it once, then twice. But see, you got that first spot, and if you hit the second spot, still nothing. I mean, the windows are nice. They're auto up and down, but the sunroof, no, you have to manually hold it while you close. And before somebody says, oh, some little kid's gonna stick their head in and get cut off. I mean, seriously, you're gonna sit right here and hit the button and it takes off 2 seconds. So what's the chances that by the time you hit that, some kid's gonna run out of the back seat and stick their head up? It's not gonna happen. Doesn't happen on the side windows. There's sensors and stuff in there that sense the load on the motor and will cut it off if something's in the way. So technology's out there. I would like to see the sunroof auto close. Another thing is outlets. This car has one outlet. Now, we're in a pretty electronically connected world. You know, I'd like to see more things of charging. Say if I'm on the road and maybe I want to do a video, I need to charge a couple of GoPros. On the dash, I might be running my G-Tech performance meter, radar detector, dash cam. I mean, I'm always running a dash cam and a radar detector. That's two things there, and I always have to use a splitter, which I kind of hate having that all bouncing around. So I would like to see more outlets, and actually what I think would be a great idea for all cars is put some power outlets up here on the dash. So that way when you have something up here, you can just plug it in here. You don't have cables dangling everywhere. That would be a neat idea. And one other thing I dislike is the lack of safety, as far as like a lane departure and a collision avoidance. And I say this because my SS is at the same price point as the Camaro here, and it has those features. So I don't, you know, I would like to see that added into the car. I mean, anything that we could do to make driving safer would be nice. And one thing I'd like to say, and this is really just a GM issue, you know, we have cars now with autonomous braking. They can sense cars up there and apply the brakes. I would like to see that added to more of the GM cars. I don't know why it's not added in, but that's something I would like to see. And then last thing on my hit list of things I dislike would be the HUD. Now, right now it's a little bit of an overcast day, so you can kind of see it pretty clearly. On some of the more sunny days, and maybe it's more prevalent here in the south, because like you can see in this parking lot kind of how white this turns. This was blacktop. I mean, our roads just kind of fade to white, so you kind of lose the HUD in that kind of environment. During the daytime it's not bright enough. But then on the flip side of that, at night, I would like to see the HUD hooked to the dash lights. I don't like getting in the car and it's nighttime, and I have that thing up there on the windshield at full brightness, and I always have to dim it. So every time I'm in the car, if I'm driving between day and night, the first thing I have to do is dim the HUD. I mean, think if you had to do that with your dash lights every time. No, the lights are off, it comes on full bright, and then it's on. So I don't know why the HUD's not hooked to the same setup. But anyways, no car's perfect by any means. There's all little things that we'd like to see changed, and I by no means hate this car whatsoever. And like I said, these are just little things, and I'm really having to dig and reach for some things. Other things, yeah, do bother me, like that charger and that. But all in all, great car, absolutely love it. Check out my video on the things that I do like about the car. But I just wanted to share my thoughts on how I feel about the car with my subscribers and people watching, other people interested in the car. So please like, share, comment, and please subscribe to the channel. It means a lot, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.